Hello and welcome to Bay 1, this is Maraxi, and today we're going to be starting or doing the 450 CPU challenge for tier 6, so let's just get into the game. I've already created a bot for this. Originally this was a tier 5 design, but I'm going to do a quick how to build it first, and then we'll go through and do some gameplay with it. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually take off the pilot seats so we don't end up with red blocks. And let's get moving. I'm going to actually use blue blocks. The reason I used red is because it was originally a tier 5 design. But I decided it should be good enough to use a tier 6. So yeah, no other reason than that. So the first thing we need to do is actually make sure we build the pilot seat chassis, which is like this, and this is where the pilot seat goes. We got triangle in front, triangle behind, not triangle, prism as they call it. You'll also see there's a little block that connects up and all that kind of fancy stuff. So let's go and change that to the right kind of block. I think it was 2 of these that we've got in place. So it's a pretty similar basic cockpit chassis that I use for a lot of different designs. Just means damage to the side doesn't get transmitted directly to the seat. So we need to make sure we get all of those connection blocks on. I'm going to leave that one in there for now. I think it might actually get taken out eventually, but anyway, and then we got a row of blocks on top of that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the other side. And then these, yep, that's connected to the outside. So we've got a couple of prisms that come out the side here, and that's connected one below. Okay, just make sure we got this in the right position. Yeah. So they're connected like so, and do the same on I think these 2 as well. And some of this is triforcing, as you may call it. Oh, that's not those kinds of blocks. I see, we've used actual tetras on that section, so let's repeat that on the other side. And hopefully the sound levels are good. I've been messing around with how I've got my setup, so I'm just hoping you can actually hear me okay. Okay, so we get those 2 blocks in place, then we've got a prism. Oops, I just accidentally deleted something. What did I delete? No idea. We'll find out eventually. Probably something really critical to the design. Always do this. Can you see what's missing? I certainly cannot. We'll discover it eventually. This version of it's getting scrapped anyway. Okay, so we've got a couple of blocks that are actually connected onto the front side of this. It looks like we've got tetras on either side, so let's get those in. Okay, and I see, that's a mounting point for other stuff to go on, and we've got a row of prisms that actually connects underneath here as well. So do those prisms actually connect directly on here? No, that's too high. Okay, and we're building this up too high, so let's take all of this stuff off because we're doing this completely wrong. Right. Here we go. Knew something was looking a little bit funky. Just couldn't work out what. Okay, so let's fix this side as well. And of course the rules for the 450 CPU challenge are that you're not allowed to over tier, so this is why I'm using tier 6 blocks. And yeah, it's just to keep it below 450 or 450 or fewer CPU for the entire design. Which does make it challenging when you start getting up into higher tier bots, but for now it's doable. Okay, so we need to have one of those on the front section here. I think, okay, I had block out like this, and this is all for protecting the gun mount, but they also serve as structural parts as well. So that's going in like that, I think. No, it's not. It actually connects differently. Ah, right, okay. Oh, I see, that doesn't directly connect to the gun mount. That goes the other way. Interesting. And this seems to form a chassis underneath here. This seems a bit close in. Is this just me, or am I seeing things oddly? Yeah, that's way too close in. That's not right. I don't know, I build this stuff and I can never remember how to rebuild it, and that's why I do these videos sometimes. Okay, so we actually had a row of blocks just behind the back section here. Right, let's use some white blocks to frame this out. It'll make it easier to build. Right. And what we do here is these ones mount forwards. So I need white. Where does these ones mount? Let's pull that off and see. They mount forward as well. So I actually need to take off that row. So these ones go on first. Right. Then these ones. And then these two. Those sets of blocks come out, and that's where we start getting stuff come on for the side here. To build the chassis mount for the thruster that goes on there, which is kind of important for this design. It adds a lot of speed. Okay, if you look in here, yep, that's what we did. So we've got, this comes forward by another block. And then we've got 3 blocks on the outside, but at this point here. Ah, I see how we did this now. And then we got 1 block on the back that extends backwards. 1, 2, 3. But it doesn't extend in the same way. These blocks are sloped incorrectly. And I'll get this right eventually, don't worry. That's better. And now we also have the connection points that go behind these blocks here, which need to get put on. And these were phased outwards like so. And that's a prism that faces back, so Check, okay. Yeah, you would want to have that connected down like so to have that facing as such. Then there's just a... Not sure why I've got that block on the back quite like that, but we'll go with it. It's fine. Right. And then we've got a couple of little... So this is where we start building the shrouds for the hover blades, which is one of the key features that helps keep this design alive in combat. So it's 1, 1. Okay. And these also act as points on which the weapon hard points can be mounted as well. Which, if I was thinking more clearly, no, that doesn't have any direct connection there anyway, so it doesn't matter, that can go that way. Yep. Get another prism in here. Let's grab a few more of these. And I'm not joining any platoons for anyone that's inviting me at the moment because I'm too busy doing this. Okay. There we go. And so we do have another couple of sets of these that go back. Which brings the question, am I quite in the right place? I believe so. Because that's... Okay, these are 2 mount points. On the back of there we have the radar that goes on. Which I need to go and buy another one of those, and it's a tier 6. Or tier 5 rather. Which I always put radar on my designs. Okay, so we got that section, and now we need to build the actual weapon mount. Now the weapon mount, you might ask why it's connected on the front side here. The reason being is that we're kind of expecting on that point, you've got this stuff here to absorb fire, and we're kind of expecting fire from the back at some point, which means that we want to protect this angle more. So it's less likely for shots to actually go all the way across here or across here, but yeah, that's something that we might change depending on how the design actually works out. Anyway, so I need to continue with this. And these pretty much will look like normal weapon mounts. Except we just have them mounted as such. You don't need to have this exploded out here. I just had that to help me understand what I was doing there originally. Okay, and next. So yeah, this is not really Triforced armor, but it's using some of those kinds of principles in effect. But all of this is really actually just to lighten the design up. It makes it nice and agile and nimble. Okay. Oops, wrong place. and you'll notice I'm not having to refer to my reference guide for that because I've built these kinds of structures so many times in the past anyway. Oops. Right. Just take that one block off from the bottom. And this is where the hover blades actually go. So let's just get the T6 hover blades, which I've got. We're using 4 on this design. So that's the 2 points there. We're not worried about getting hit from below. Probably should be a bit more worried, but again, we're working against CPU constraints here. So next we will actually finish building out this section here. So this is where the front part of the gun turret was actually below that prism there. Then we need to get some prisms like so, which we're going to have these inverted the other way. I don't think it really matters a huge amount. And this is something where it's actually going to be mounted like that, so there's no direct connection to the front and the back there, and there's not even going to be, or the front and the side, there's not even going to be a direct connection to the back, because this is a more vulnerable part of the bot design. Okay, so we've got that one in place, so the actual connection there goes here, we've got this which acts as a way to intercept fire, all that kind of fancy stuff. And then we do exactly the same thing on the other side. Okay. Now it's possible we'll actually have some CPU left over on this build by the time I'm done, but oops, I did that wrong. I need to have this block angled in first, then I can put the back mount section on so that we can actually get that there. There we go. Yeah, we should have a little bit of CPU left over to play with on this, so we can mess around with some fine tuning, etc. But yeah. So we now need to bring, like, this is, I'm not worried about armoring the rear ones here, but the front ones I did want to put a little bit more armor on because you're more likely to have bots come in below you here, so that's why you got these little strands of armor that run around. So let's go and build these out. And it's not through the front section there, but we've already added the connection point on here. So I think it was only a couple, yeah. Then they come straight back in as so. Then they actually connect to a prism on here. And then that connects up onto the front of the design. In fairness, this could be another prism. So when I'm doing this, I'm actually going to use a prism to connect up like that. It's just lighter. And then let's get this. What are we doing here? Alright, so this is something that I need to remember why I did it quite like this. I think it was mostly because that's how I could get it connected on. Okay, I want that like that. Nice solid connection. We've got one that comes in the middle here. Yep. And then we do exactly the same thing here with building the bottom layer of protection. And yeah, so that's not connected on anywhere, so these two layers are definitely pretty much distinct. And then from here we've got to look at, we've got this little shroud that goes around the front part there. Okay, let's put the blocks that go across here on. And this is kind of the first part of the Triforce that goes on, and then we've got the actual turret mount sections. Which they go out one point on both sides, and then the standard old build practice for finishing off this section. So you can see from this design, none of the damage taken on this loop can transfer up here, or at least at this point anyway. Close to the front you can, because there's going to be more interconnection here. Oops. And this is where the interconnection happens, right at that point. But you do need to have enough solid connections around the design. There's no point having the entire thing completely looped. And this, incidentally, this entire core section here which I'm building out is more or less the same kind of core I used on my original hover donut design. It's a little bit different, but obviously I know more of what I'm doing now, whereas at this time it was just a concept that I threw together just to see if it could even be done. And okay, so we've got another prism going in there. Did we actually fill out these ones completely? Almost, not quite, but almost. Alright, okay. So we'll get connected together eventually. That one's going to face backwards, and we just put in a couple of, I think they face inwards, they're just extra structural integrity on the front. But again, Triforce in so the damage doesn't go directly back. And so that's just a bunch of triangles there, not triangles, prisms that just face backwards, and we can connect those on correctly later. What we're going to do now is we still can't put these on because we haven't got the connection points for stuff that goes in there. So we've got a prism that points outwards and one that points inwards. So the prism that points outwards obviously goes connecting to that, and then we've got the one that points inwards, like here, connects to the inside. And what is that inner block there? We pull this off for a second. So that is actually a prism. Okay, so that prism mounts to something, which I'm guessing it mounts something like that. Must do. Yes, it does. You look in there. But even that is semi-triforced. Interesting. Yeah, I can't even remember how I build these things. Come on. Alright, so that's why we got that connected as so. That seems a little bit wrong though. Come on. Look back, look back, look back. Yeah, that's too far forward. Must be. What am I doing wrong here? Got a prism there. Prism. Alright, I see what I did. Right, so the tier 6 thruster mounts here, that's correct. Now we look at this side, we've got a little bit of stuff that comes down here to help protect the front of the thruster. So let's take a look at this stuff a little bit more in depth. So we've got a prism on the top there, so that's the prism on the top. We want to... and we're going to fix that in place. This one's going to need to face the other way temporarily. That, yep, that's it. Now we can rotate that, and the same here. Then that front block that goes underneath here is going to be a bit different. Let's pull that off. Is that a solid cube or is that a prism? Yeah, that's another prism, and that prism faces backwards. So like so. And then this is just to help protect this from some initial fire. It's not going to be hugely effective, but it's better than nothing. Okay, so now that we got these little segments in here, we should be able to put on the prisms here that actually hold on the hover blades. So let's grab these hover blades here, put those in place. And now we're not going to build these turrets directly on top, so yeah. This was just because it was low on CPU when building this. I didn't have the option of correctly triforcing this. Oh god, I just deleted something. Yep. Terrible. So instead we're using this entire chassis section to act as the shield for that gun mount. Okay, so we got all of those sections in place. I believe, let's just check underneath here on this side. We should have all of the armor that goes along that side. We should have the armor along the back. It looks more or less complete from that perspective, so let's pull these guns off. Get those into place. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then let's get the pilot seat, which relatively unprotected. So okay, so we've got something missing underneath here. Need to work out what I messed up. I think it's just a matter of having a prism or something that goes under. Yes, there's a prism that points backwards. Okay. Let's put that thruster back on. Okay. And now if we delete all of this stuff and hope we've missed nothing. Which the easier way to delete this would just be to try and enter the game, because it would all, you'll get the alert and it would all disappear. But I just want to prove this is 450 CPU. So we're actually at 443. So we've got a few CPU we can play around with in terms of reinforcing the structure. Let's just make sure that we got the critical parts that we want on here first. Okay, so now I'm just going to add on a block there, one there. We've got 3 CPU, 5 CPU to play with. This is a tough one. Probably want to put some kind of protection on here. Will it be most effective? That's the question. Can't add anything on there. One. What else can we do? Actually, I'm going to move these because damage is more than likely to come from this side than anything else. So what did we have on there? And it was just another prism. We can't fit anything else on there as protection. I can't fit a block in. Oh, I can fit in a block in behind the thruster, that'll help. Right, let's pull that block out. T6 thruster that goes in there. There we go. That's a little bit better. Exactly 450 CPU. And now it's time to actually do a playtest. Pac-Man eating Pac-Man games. 450 CPU challenge. That's always fun. Yes, it is. Alright, so let's give this a playtest and see if it's actually any good. As I've already said, this is a design that I'd already created, so I'm already somewhat familiar and comfortable with it, but we'll see if I get one shot or not. Okay, so it can do some stunts.
Plasma bomber spotted. Medic flyer spotted.
Let's not get too far ahead so that we've got the support of the rest of the team.
SMG walker spotted.
He took a rail to the head, and I survived. Okay, 1 kill. Now let's see. Oh, there's a plasma bomber. Let's go and choose this dude. Alright, he's grounded, I think, almost. Alright, now he's taken down. He should be, well, he's out of the fight, so that's the important part. Let's just check around here, make sure there's no enemies that are hiding around. Okay, we should be good. Yeah, the rest of the team is doing pretty good by the looks of it, so... Yay, game over. So I'm going to give this 3 games before I finish the video. Okay, this one, map's not so fun, certainly for smaller bots like this. Yeah, we've got a healer there, got another healer there. Probably want to stick by them because they are going to be our main support. For some reason we've got these people going center though, this is going to not end well. Alright, let's see what we can do to support.
SMG hover spotted.
Alright, we've pinged you a little bit just to keep you down off the top. You're going to come back up. Come on, I know you. You're staying down now. Good.
SMG hover spotted. Plasma tank spotted.
Well, someone just got nailed.
Plasma tank spotted.
Yeah, we're surrounded. This is not a good situation to be in, so we need to actually make some definite progress in terms of taking the top here. Suppressive fire, not hitting a thing, other than doing some damage, which is valuable. Ooh, 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 fuck, 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 fuck. Get away from these dudes. This is not going to go well. Dodge, dodge, dodge. Fight. Okay. Come on. Alright, you're pretty much out of the game now. I need to take out your healer. Come on. Let's go. Oh shit, they got 2 healers up here. I can't take them both down myself. Wow, this is going to be tough. Alright, I'm going to need to run back and take care. Oh, no. Come on. Let's get some repairs up here. This. Oh no! Bad luck. Good shot. Well deserved. Alright. We did good though. Let's exit out of that game and try one more. It was a pretty fun game. I did my share of the damage for the team. And this will be the last game, we'll see how this goes. Hopefully I don't get one shot again. Admittedly, I'd already taken some damage, so it's not so surprising. And the key with any kind of small design like this is you pretty much do have to keep moving. The moment you start moving in predictable patterns is when you start dying. And as you can see from that last game, that's exactly what happened. I was just going in a straight line through the center of the map. That was just plain suicide. So it was really my fault for dying.
SMG tank spotted.
Whee!
Plasma bomber spotted.
Alright, so we've got some people going the bottom side there. Looks like one of them is actually a flyer. Got a couple of flyers around, so it's going to be fun. Let's take him out.
SMG
One down.
spotted. Plasma bomber spotted.
Two down, and now we've got a rail gunner somewhere around here. Let's
SMG tank
spot.
Wheeler tank spotted.
Ooh, that hurt.
Interceptor spotted.
So yeah, take out the flyers first. Always try to take them out first. Right, he's going down.
Interceptor spotted.
Can't really do much more here. But yeah, the team's got him taken care of. So now onto this rail tank.
Interceptor spotted.
Come on. Alright, you've taken out two of my hover blades now. Am I still functional? Yep, I've also lost that front thruster. But I can still move, so that's the important part. After a fashion. Do we have any medics on our team? Not really. Oh, no. We got a guy up there. He's going for a cap, and I cannot do anything to prevent that.
SMG tank spotted.
That's gonna suck. Alright, I'm just gonna have to try and float across the center of the battlefield here. Yeah, if you're this damaged in a hovercraft, just stay on the ground, even though it's going to be suicide for plasma. This is the only way you're really going to retain useful control of your vehicle, given that I've only got 2 hover blades left. Alright, come on. Stop turning. There we go. Come on. Yeah. Anyway. Alright, I'll give it one more game. Come on. How many kills did I even get on that game? One kill, 2 assists, 3 scout. Okay. And I got a hero bonus for the last game. Cool. Looks like my team did eventually win then. Alright, last game, and then we'll call this quits. Because we're running up on 45 minutes so far. Definitely need to keep this under an hour. Okay, I actually prefer starting on this side on this map for some reason. I'm not a fan of the other side. Unless the entire team kind of goes the bottom route. Trying to go the top route from the other side sucks. Whereas for us, actually going the top route would be the best idea if we have enough people do it. Which is not going to happen. So instead we're going to do the tired old play of going along the centre, all that kind of stuff. Alright. Where'd our healers go? They went back around the other side. Alright team, come on. Oh, there's one. Wonder if I took anything critical out. Come on, repair, repair. Yay! Thank you. Alright, got SMG tank down there. Let's see if we can snipe some damage onto him. Oh. Yeah, one down. Oh, go, get away, get away. No. Bugger. Just fell down. Didn't need to do that. Alright, come on, repair dude. Yay, thank you. Go on, go around, go around, go around, go around. Yay, took you out. So yeah, this thing is brittle. Come on. Another one down. And all right. One more dude. Yay! 5 kills. I think that's a victory. And higher theme, the Mechanical Man theme, whatever. I don't know. I think you were just in one of the games I was playing, maybe. I don't know if that was you or not. Anyway, that went fairly well. Anyway, yeah, so this was the 450 CPU challenge and my tier 6 hovercraft entry. Hopefully this has provided sort of educational, and you yeah, and the armoring pretty much served its point. Obviously if you lose the front two hover blades it does make it a lot more difficult to use. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the finished design. So yeah, I'll platoon up. I'm going to stop this stream for the challenge and restart it in just a second as a normal stream. So thank you for watching, and I'll be back in just a minute. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe, you know, all that kind of stuff, either on YouTube, which is youtube.com/Robocraft Bay01, and on Twitch, or you can find the Facebook page, which is Robocraft Bay01, or on Twitter you can message me at Robocraft Bay01. I think you get the message by now anyway, but yeah, I'll be back in just a minute.